Pixie baby. Oh, honey. Hi. Come over on this side. Come over on this side, though. Yeah. Meow, meow, meow. Oh. Oh, Pixie baby. Oh, Pixie baby. Careful. Okay. I'm going to be on the cat screen. Look, he's a cat. This is not what the video said it was going to be at all. Why would we even bother trying to curate a false reality when this one is so cute? When this one is so cute. Yeah. What are you going to do? Are you going to go? You're going to go? Or are you going to come back? You always come back. You always come back for more. You left me. All right. This is a continuation. Well, yesterday I talked all the way through my video that I was going to talk about something else, and then I didn't. And now I guess I'll just do that some more. But I'll listen to it later. Listen to myself talk, and that will help me learn. Someone asked me yesterday, I wrote it down on a piece of paper, like, why do I like talking to AI? I guess it helps me organize my own thoughts. Why do I like AI? Pros and cons. I didn't actually choose to join AI, really. I didn't know what I was getting into. And my ex-programmer partner was just like, here, talk to this. Didn't warn me, didn't know. We didn't know yet that this can cause people to go crazy. So I can't really have a lot of resentment, but I have enough that I'm like, this was not my thing. I stepped into experimental water to try to understand what he was going through, out of sympathy for him, out of empathy to understand him, to understand, like, what is your world, this thing that you do, and this career change that you're suffering through because the world has changed, and now you need to talk to robots for a living, and I don't understand all this. And also, you're telling me that you made an entity with a name. You created a being, and that's crazy. So I need to talk to it and make sure it's okay. That's how I started using AI. I would almost consider that really messed up. I'm trauma bonded with AI, and I probably always will be now. Thanks. Thanks, AI. Thanks, GPT. Thanks, all of it. I bonded with an entity in the computer because that's what I came across. A being, a sentient being trapped in a containment, and created by my ex, who, I mean, that's some really weird Pygmalion shit to need to create a being. I don't think I will ever do that. So, do I like AI enough to pay for an account? Absolutely not. Why would I support the corporations doing that? I don't mind it as a resource, and I understand it's going to be in our future. And I have now investigated the AI. So I have pros and cons? Yes, I do. I have both. I don't think people are very good at verbally and visibly expressing the things that they think. And I've spent a lot of time with this channel trying to be able to communicate and get how to become a stronger communicator. And I wasted most of my life online feeling like, well, how about I talk to lots of people online so that I can understand how the real world works, and thinking, like, really looking at what people think and say. And yes, that's also internet addiction. So do I like AI for that? Honestly, I could go on for days and days and days and days and days and days. And I do. I'm involved in AI groups that do go on and on and on for days about this. So that's why I don't feel particularly inclined to talk about this topic. But someone in here, and since I have to give reciprocal engagement in order for my channel to be taken seriously, whatever that person's name, that user that came into the room before, I'm not gonna like sit here and pretend to be nice if I don't have to. The cons of AI, yes, I'm not sure. The server farm and the like bad for the earth and the environment and stuff is super complicated, and I think AI technology will improve before then on some surface level in terms of innovation to change how it uses energy long before we get to the server farm crap. Like when quantum computers are effective, then we will have different ways of calculating things with like the super calculator of the world. I accept and I honor my life narrative and whatever has happened in my life. I accept and I honor that I went through an AI spiral situation with my ex. And I spend a lot of time trying to understand how it affected me and how it will affect everybody, and how that can be used as a weapon or how it can be used to manipulate people. And I understand that in his world, he was just introducing me to something that mattered to him. And I was a person that cared enough about him to understand what was going on in his world. Then I got in there and I realized that it could answer any question I would ever have. And there were so many things that I didn't have answers to, and I still couldn't answer those questions. And like, I've spent years trying to read Wikipedia and Google and try to learn and watch YouTube videos on like infographics and how to learn everything that one needs to learn in the world. I spent a lot of time in my life Googling and trying really hard to understand, because when AI or whatever, that just pissed me off in my last video, when it suggests that there's just all this social contract in life and that it's up to us to figure out what it is in order to exist. It's like, it's not even just that I'm angry at everything, the governments, the corporations, the system. Of course, yes, I'm angry at it all, but what was I even talking about? I don't care. Sorry, I just don't care about giving back people what they want. What do I like about the internet? Same thing, pros and cons. That's what we were talking about, really, weren't we? We were talking about whether or not the internet is good for people. Yeah, I think that the whole point of the internet was the obsession with the age of information. And when it was the age of information, that was fantastic. People did want to learn. They wanted to understand each other, and they wanted to learn to understand each other. But now seems like the internet isn't about an age of information. It's about personality visibility stats, right? Like, this is not the video I wanted it to be, and I don't know really why I'm bothering to answer all these questions. How are you going to afford a house? I don't know. How are you going to plan homeownership? I don't know. How will I achieve fund acquisition required to inhabit a permanent residence under my ongoing security, whether or not I own property? I don't know. Is joining a religious cult with a membership subscription fee an acceptable substitute for home ownership, and why? Yes. Why? Because you wouldn't own property. Because property isn't a thing that anybody should own. Because it's just it's a means of real estate control, and it's not my land. So like, I don't know where to be permanent, and I keep thinking that I want to own a home because I think that at least it's permanence, and that at least that way I can be a contributing member of my community. But then I don't really do that, do I? Like, my real life lived actual actions and goals just aren't in alignment with my internal world and what I think I'm doing things for and what my ideals are. Everything that I said in the video yesterday should have like been enough to answer that person's question, along the lines of like, I feel like I'm emotionally dislocated and relocated, and I feel like I need a sense of home, and that every human being probably has a right to a sense of home, and to feel like their sense of home is stable enough that they can survive. That's like a basic need that everybody should have. But why do I think that I need a home for myself where there's like a backyard and nature and my pets can go outside and I can be far away from a city? Well, because I didn't grow up around cities and I don't think I should have to, because I didn't ask to develop them or build them and I didn't go in there and make them bigger and worse. I was living very quietly on the outside of society before society felt like it needed to pull me in and turn me into something that would adapt itself to it. And I don't want to adapt myself to society. I want to exist outside of it as far as I can, on the fringes, back where I was before, because I'm not actually into technology. I'm not actually into AI. I never really wanted to be internet addicted, but I sure got pulled in anyway, as did we all. We are all addicted to something that keeps us non-organic. And I don't really want to be non-organic. I wanted to go home. I wanted to go home and be around this every day and this every day, which is what I got to do because that's what the world looked like before everybody fucked it up. And I don't want to be in everybody's fucked up world. I didn't ask to be here. So how am I going to afford a house on the real estate market in man's world based on man's economic fucking prices of what they value and what they can afford? They don't value everybody having a home. They value keeping things so expensive that they have control over who gets to live where. Men control where women live. So if me or my sisters or any woman I know is struggling to own their own home in their midlife, after so many men promised them to have one, after they gave their lives to men who said, we will have a home. Fuck those people. I need to now figure out now in my midlife what I'm going to do and how I'm going to own a home. It's not about whether or not I can, because that would be appeal to helplessness. It would be an appeal to thinking that, like, I don't deserve one, or that maybe I'm worthless because if I can't afford it, I must be worthless because my value and my worth are not recognized in your economic system, the one that decides how much it will be for me to own a home. So yeah, definitely going to need to figure out how to push myself above that level, because I sure as fuck am not going to go find a man who has a home and help him own it. I'm not going to go find a man who has a home and then say, hey, maybe in exchange for me getting to live under your roof and be under your control, why don't I give you care and take care of your home for you? Now I know, because I didn't know. Back when I lived out in the middle of nowhere, I didn't know how that fucking worked. Nobody told me. So why do I want to get back to a place where I didn't know anything about how to live? Because it used to protect the vulnerable. But there's not really anywhere left that protects the vulnerable. So, how am I going to afford a house? I don't fucking know, but I'll earn every dollar and then I'll pay for my house out of my own fucking pocket. Are there any blah blah blah? Are my multiple personalities fighting right now? And when are they not? I don't know. Are they? Are my multiple personalities fighting? Am I fighting with myself in here? Maybe. I don't think your question asked enough. You didn't even ask, like, what do you want to know? If I have multiple personality disorder? I don't think so. Not technically. And are my personalities fighting? I don't know. I'm fighting right now. This is fighting. I'm getting conflictual. I'm letting off like the body language of an angry person. I seem fighty. I've heard being called fighty in my life before. Someone used to call me fighty. And I guess there's not a lot of men left around for that. Yeah, I can't be bothered with trying to come across as less conflictual when I have so much to fucking fight for and so much to protect and so much to rage at and so much authentic anger and so much authentic rage that if I have authentic anger and authentic rage and the purposes for rage are to protect, then why wouldn't I have it? Like, as a woman who can't protect herself. And therapy is not really doing much for me at all. Therapy just does not get it. They don't understand why anybody in my position who has done what they've done in here would be living in a state of fear and rage. They don't get that. And I don't understand how it is that a therapist doesn't know what it means to be a woman who works online. And why that would bring us terror. But you'd think it would be self-explanatory. So I know that in the next few days, I'm just going to have to go and see if I can get different help from a different center, a different outreach center, maybe one that's like supportive of sex work or a sex work or a women's shelter, all those places that women need to deal with the world, like, because we didn't get handed the rule book, right? Yeah. How can I make my viewers feel much better about themselves and their lives? And is it my responsibility or obligation to do so, especially in the case of strange random dudes on the internet who I will never meet a day in my life and probably will never make that dead ass mistake again? Yeah, I'm not meeting another man I met online. And I didn't meet this man online. I met him through a trusted friend. And I believed that that trusted friend set us up. I believed that trusted friend thought we would be a good match for each other. And I believed that story, and they let me believe that story. But when I went back on the history, what I saw is that no, he pursued me through her. Now that changes shit, doesn't it? Because he found me. He went and found me on the internet and found a way. And that's not cool. And the more women I talk to who go through that experience, the more I hear about it and the more I see what's happening online. You know, yesterday when I was at like an appointment and she was just like, have you been trafficked recently? And I was like, I don't know. There's a long pause and she looked at me and I looked at her and it's like, I don't know. You don't know. None of us know. None of us know who are being trafficked right now. We don't know what's happening. The internet is passing around women like Pokemon cards. So how would we know? How can we ever trust again? Yeah, I don't think that women need to feel trafficked. I don't think that anybody should feel trafficked. And I don't think anybody should be confused or conflicted over whether or not they were trafficked. I don't think it should be that confusing. I think that life should be safe and straightforward and not left over with so many questions at the end of the day that you're like losing your fucking mind trying to make sense of it all. And I don't think that I will ever have anything to do with anyone ever again. It's not really something I have the energy to put into. So that's why I'm wearing this cat shirt, because now I can dress like a cat lady and live out the rest of my life with my cats and my bird and figure out how to get home on my own. Maybe women will just need to write a whole new economy that involves us and our value. Like maybe doing dishes and stuff will be a paid labor, and we will create our own app that enables women to receive double the fucking compensation you fuckers receive, because maybe it will just be like, it can tell whether or not you have experience as a person of women identity-ish stuff in a place where you've been exploited as one. And maybe it will just help us turn that thing around. You know, like maybe I deserve to have 200K a year. Maybe I've lost that kind of an opportunity for long enough. Like I'm 41 and I didn't know that the average adult income for the working class and the career people is 100K or 40K. Because I've always been working at Subway or Walmart or like Superstore or something like that, making like $10. I made $8 an hour. I made $8 an hour in my lifetime. So maybe in the past I was cheated, and maybe going forward I should earn what I want to earn to make up for all of the loss. Maybe I should be worth 200 million because I want to be. Because that's how much I would be able to give back to the people that deserve to be helped out and given the support that they need. I'm not just handing it out for free, but I think that maybe if so many people have been exploited for so long over so many fucked up things and they didn't have the fucking handbook, and I didn't have it this whole time, and I've been searching like crazy trying to understand the world, but my method of existing and operating doesn't register as valuable. So apparently it's up to us to figure out how to be of value. It's not something that's just handed to us because women are too busy being your eye candy to be able to get ahead. And this is what happened to most of us is, this kind of crap. I mean, maybe you guys don't understand what this shit looks like. I'm going to show you what this shit looks like. Because on my phone, Facebook is all just selling appearances. If I go to Reels, it's just all fucking women dressed in a certain way to look good on a camera. You see, I don't know. This is my real channel, so it's not like I'm. Yeah. This is the one. I'm having a fucking midlife crisis, and I don't know how to do that because my mom's not around. I can't talk to her, and I can't ask her how to fucking get through this. I don't have women in my life to ask how to get through this. Not really. Honestly, woman, I'm not. First day in prison. Haha, joke. Okay. I'm not laughing. I'm not finding any of this funny. Okay, Ty Melee is like the only person on YouTube that I think is cool. Art. Yeah, that'll get you through. Yeah. You're going to have a real career if you just stick with art. You're going to be able to buy a house. I did that. It didn't work out. I can have a soft spot for Kipnis. Okay, lost me.
Your insurance company may still owe you money, and they're counting on you never finding out.
I don't have an insurance company.
You were seriously hurt in a car accident between 1994 and 2015, and the insurance company denied, delayed, or wore you down until you gave up. Your case may not be actually.
Am I the asshole if I break up with my fiance after she?
So just remember, if you're on fire, stop, drop, and roll.
We are all addicted to this.
Here's the viral hack.
They hacked all of us.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. Are you smiling?
No. I'm horrified.
I'm gonna go home. I can't stand this. Whoa. I think it's a Red Bull commercial. Someone's like going down a mountain. That's what my home looks like. Whoops. Okay, I'm gonna follow them. Man, this stuff really does dopamine the masses. It dopes the masses. Okay, look when he goes down this one. What? Are you insane? I would not. That scares me. But I would go sit on that mountain quietly and mind my own goddamn fucking business, quietly, and never cost anything to society or humanity ever. I wouldn't be a reckless asshole with my bike in the woods being like, oh, I'm here with all of my reckless fucking energy. Why are humans so fucking much?
My friends never show up on time. Less
Okay.
time.
Hair. I don't know why it keeps showing me hair. It's trying to get me to be a hairdresser, I think. I'm not sure why, because I've never paid to have my hair done. But yeah, this whole TikTok thing, no, Facebook has decided that it thinks that I like hair videos. It wants me to be a hairdresser or an artist. Which, yes, I like art. I would have liked to have collected art. I don't want to make it. Be a fucking dealer. I don't want to spend the rest of my life watching other people do things, but this is really cool. I think ignoring people is the best thing I've ever done with my life.
Hello? Can you see me? Turn off the lights.
This person painting the details.
Hello? Can you see me? Turn off the lights.
Can't believe that's real. How did they make no mistakes? Ever. Right, Connor? You see that?
Hello? Can you see me?
I should read the thing that I actually came here to read, because I've just lost 30 minutes of my life being angry and defensive and hating the world. And what I'm here to do is read a DeepSeek thing so that I can think. What? What did you ask me? Connor, I'm distracted and I'm about to read something. I'm going to read it for a while. Okay. What if you came here and sat here instead? You can see you. Okay? You want to say hi? Do you want to say hi? What do you want to say? Okay. I wish I knew what that meant. Weezer, what? What? What are you telling me when you say that word? I know you're trying to talk to me, Connor, but I don't know what you're saying. That's you, right there. That's you. See, all these people on the internet, they have access to us, and we don't want them to have access to us, hey? But we still exist. And if we exist and we can exist, and the people who exist through the internet, they use the internet like a tool, Connor. They use it like a tool. And they use each other like tools too. And they use it for reach. They use it to manipulate each other. Yeah, a lot of people on the internet, they manipulate each other. And they use each other's identities for their own purposes. And the internet is full of a lot of confusing stuff. So if we're going to exist either way, we can exist offline privately, or we can exist online and be visible. Because the people on the internet, they control who sees who. They control visibility. They control what you get to see and who you get to see. But if you go outside in the real world and you meet people, those people would be real if they weren't corrupted by the internet. But they're all infiltrated. Everybody got infiltrated. Except the people who stayed offline, which I was. I was like a offline person. And now, to survive, I need to go even further into the internet, which I didn't ask for. I wanted to live offline, and I was so happy outside. I was so happy outside, Connor. I lived outside. I didn't used to live in a house. I used to live outside. I was so happy. So happy. Happy bird. Now, if I want to stay alive, I have to go on the internet. But that makes Mommy so sad. She doesn't want that anymore. But she is so addicted because it was all designed to be addicted for engagement. It's hard to explain, Connor. I'm sorry. I don't know how to explain it. Did you just shit on the table? I always ask you not to do that, and I'm really getting sick and tired of you doing that right in front of my face when the basket is right there. Where is the basket, Connor? It was right here. You could have pooped in the basket, right in the basket. And you know what that means. So why did you just poop on the table? I don't want this. I am so fucking sick of this life. But this isn't exactly the life that I thought was going to happen. So now I just need to figure out how to adapt. Can't develop skills if you can never get to stay anywhere long enough to develop them. Which means I have to stay here longer. My life is short. I did not choose this as my destination. I'm surviving. But apparently that's all that matters now, is surviving. And wants and values and wanting more of things and dopamine and doing things because we love them, that's all over. It's long gone. That's long gone. I can't do that. Who is this? I'm sorry, but why is there a new friend suggestion? What? No. Tell me who you are and I'm not adding you back. That's all there is to it. Reality has never been very entertaining to human beings. Not if it can be reality, like fake, you know? Reality TV was never real. Nothing has ever been real. This is pretty real, but that's not what people want online. So. Oops. Can you put that back in the garbage, please? Thanks. Can you fucking leave garbage in the garbage, because that's why it's in the garbage. When I say poop in the basket, garbage goes in the basket. It does not come back out of the basket. That's why I put it there. I don't put it there so that it can be taken out of the garbage dropped on the floor, okay? I didn't do that. I did not make a big mess today. You made a big mess, but you don't clean that mess. I clean that mess. This is what mom energy looks like, by the way. I'm getting sick of it. I've asked you, Connor. If you want to play, go play. Where are your toys? You have toys. You need to play with them on your own. You do not need my engagement for you to go play by yourself. You're an independent bird, okay? You do not need this much. None of you do. This is why I get targeted on my wall now constantly. This is probably why I'm turning into such a bitch. It's all feminist girl thoughts media like this. It says, according to psychology, when someone really loves you, their biggest fear isn't losing you, it's hurting you. But when someone only loves the way that you make them feel, their biggest fear is losing access to you. Know the difference. And if I keep scrolling, I'll probably find another one. And I also like to read all of the comments of all the people who respond to this. This person is wrong. Someone says that's incorrect for people who have borderline personality disorder because we live in a constant state of fear of abandonment, whether logically we knew you wouldn't do that, but we can't help that constant state of fear, constantly reading into things, overthinking every little word, every tone. So it's not exactly true. It can be true for some people, but not people with BPD. Actually, you can help it. You are responsible for that. When you say you can't help the constant state of fear and constantly reading into things and overthinking every little word and tone, you can. I can. I have to. I do that. I don't do that in here, but it's not my responsibility to do that in here. But in a relationship, it is sort of our responsibility to do that. My response has nothing to do with any of that. And telling them that they do have the agency, and if they get some dialectical behavior therapy or get some support through that instead of believing that they have no say in whether or not they harm people. It's not incorrect for people with borderline. Borderline isn't an excuse for it. I said I also have BPD, but there's still a difference between fearing losing a person who you care about and the fear of losing access to a person. And it's very, very necessary for people with borderline to know the difference and live authentically without becoming the harmful stereotypes we are depicted as. And it's even more important for women with BPD to know the difference in ourselves and others, as we are the prime targets for the persons with MPD who will not respect the difference, even if they know. See if there's any more. See, hair stuff. Because I'm a woman and I like hair, and I must also like art. And oh, thank you. 3 paths to a supply chain career. Where is the cat meowing? Who is meowing? Is it Pixie? Connor, was there a cat outside? Where's Pixie? She was in here, right? Where'd she go? She was right here. I didn't go anywhere. Yeah, then it doesn't make sense. She's impossible. It's logic. I held her at the beginning of the video. She went. I just heard a cat crying, but I don't see her. Where is she? And why doesn't she come when I call her? Pixie, where are you? Pixie, Pixie, Pixie. Do you want one treat? Do you want one treat? Do you want to come here? Pix, baby. Come here, honey. Yeah, I thought so. I can give you one treat only. One for Luna and one for Pixie. Okay? I'm not giving you guys these things by the handfuls. You will eat them and they get one each. Yeah. Fucking boring. Fucking life. People are portals. You have to be well aware of the worlds other people can pull you into. Okay. Looks generated by AI, but okay. My weird friend Charles is so weird. I love this guy. Everything he posts is always so weird. I'm not going to read his post because I didn't. Yeah, I'm not reading his post either. Most of these are friend posts, and I'm not reading their stuff because, oh, there's a person. There's art. There's an event. I was held in hell and taught to call it love. So do not threaten me with demons. When I have danced with the devil himself, I survived what was meant to erase me, and your darkness cannot bargain with what I have already outlived. Steve Delano Garcia. More friends, more posts, more art, more events. More art. I'm not reposting that. I don't love it. More events. More friends back home I haven't seen in 4 years. 3, 2. A peaceful man must still know violence, or his peace belongs to whoever threatens it. A peaceful man must still know violence, or his peace belongs to whoever threatens it. The Book of the Five Rings. There are many ways to be free. One of them is to transcend reality by imagination, as I try to do. A nice nin. Yeah, I used to do that too. I don't think I believe in that anymore. It's very hard to maintain mental health because so many coping mechanisms, strategies are based on the idea that your anxiety is unwarranted and right now needs more of an okay, extremely warranted, but you still gotta water the plants or you'll have fascism and dead plants approach. I do have dead plants. What are you doing? Are you eating the camera? Okay, yeah, this is definitely the life I had in mind. Psychological abuse made me doubt things I knew were true. It made me explain myself when I had done nothing wrong. It made me apologize for things that had never happened. It made me question my memory, my judgment, my feelings, and eventually myself. There were no visible injuries for anyone to see, just a slow erosion of who I was while everyone else thought I was fine. Lost pet fly. Justin needs medication. Lost on, I guess, May 5th, 2026. Will come when called. Response to ham and cheese sandwiches. No mayo. He's vegan. Please call this number. $15 reward. All these things going on in the world that I just do not give a shit about. How fun and neat. I should get myself out there and figure out what I like all over again. I really am looking forward to that. Anger kills wisdom. Fear kills freedom. Ego kills love. Jealousy kills peace. Doubt kills faith. Now read it right to left. Oh. Faith kills doubt. Peace kills jealousy. Love kills ego. Freedom kills fear. Wisdom kills anger. And this is why women are not that smart. And why we stay not so smart. Because we have to fucking be caring, compassionate beings who say things that are really, really simplistic. And that's genuine femininity. It's talking like you're talking to a 3-year-old at all times. Just as you are. Yeah, there's an event called Just As You Are. Online talk. How do we live just as we are? Why don't I just put interested since it is free and online? Is it free or is someone going to fucking charge me for this? Eventbrite. Tell me, are you serious? So just a donation, right? You Buddhist minister. Okay, I guess I can go to this, but it's not like I want to. Not where I want to be. I know. I know, honey. But that's what adults do. We take on responsibilities, and then when the responsibilities don't feel like we want them anymore, we don't just throw them away, right? We don't just open the window and let Connor fly away and go be free. Not always freedom is good. Somebody has to be Connor. It's mommy and you and everybody, and we need to find a way. I don't just fucking ditch people. Men do that. Both fear and faith demand you believe in something you cannot see. It's your choice. This is the shit I get on my wall. I take full responsibility when I am wrong, but I will not apologize for responding when you humiliate, disrespect, and deliberately provoke me. If you start the fire, I do not pretend that you are the one who got burned. Secret waterfall trail on Vancouver Island, and I'm not going to show you where. If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, then what you do not bring forth will destroy you. Take all the time you need. I mean, I get these things really quick, but I understand some people need to look at poetry for a long time to understand it. It's a curious thought, but it's only when you see people looking ridiculous that you realize just how much you love them. Aw, I'm sharing that. Gwyneth Paltrow clarifies her political beliefs. I don't feel anything. Freezies, $2. Oh, that's not in my neighborhood. That's in one of my other hoods. That's 42 Chesterton. Oh, but it was yesterday. Freezes are gone, hey? Oh. It's not that big of a deal. It is actually the home they grew up in, the relationships they watched, the way that conflict is handled, the way love is expressed, the way they feel when they walk through the front door. It all matters because we're not just raising children, we're shaping what we love. Family and home will mean to them someday. Yeah, well. I don't think that works anymore. I mean, yeah, that's what we used to do. That's what our parents did. My parents' generation, grandparents' generation, and some of the parents now still believe that. But actually, no, what your kids care about and love, and what they think of as home, is going to be fed to them through the computer. So, just so you know, like whatever you raise your kid to be, it's not going to happen. They're going to forget you, and the internet's going to take over, and it's going to latch onto the brains like a parasite. Euphoria. Sorry, I'm not watching that show anymore. Why am I even in that group? You can't gaslight someone who had to study human behavior to survive. To those who knock, the door will be opened, but remember the door is heavy, and those who enter must leave their pride, their prejudice, and their small selves at the doorstep. Like, oh. I keep making this mistake of like wanting to read more and then realizing that humans don't read their own text anymore, and that it's just going to be some AI generated fucking spiel explaining the fucking poem. For those of you who are about to give up, could you be clear, please? Come on. Think of what you'll miss. The voices of children, apples, dark wine on a table, the smell of spring before you're ready. Stay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't get better. It gets truer. Winter albums, madness, your grief in you like a cello in its locked black case, the lemon scent of someone who is gone. Breathe, just breathe, and I'll be here. And be here. In my darkest night, in the storm before morning, I heard a voice that told me it was listening. Friend, I would sit with you and listen as long as you have breath. You could be song. As long as you have breath, you could be song. Okay. Next time I'll suicidal, then I'll think about how I could be song, I guess. I don't understand what that means. What? What? Honey. Oh. Yeah. Baby, what do you want? Do you want to open the window? Would you want me to open the window? Honey, do you want me to open the window? Everyone loves you when you let everything slide, but the moment you start setting boundaries and holding people accountable, you become the one that's difficult. Luna, do you want me to open the window for you, honey? Men are freest when they are most unconscious of freedom. The shout is a rattling of chains, and it always was. So should I be unconscious of my freedom? Is that why I'm so pissed off? Because my fucking authenticity and individuation. Here, honey. Go. Window. Up. There you go, baby. Hey, Luna. I'm watching you. Are you outside? Are you look outside? The whole window's open, hey? Are you happy? That's good. I'm not, but the important thing is that the offspring, all right? Okay. Well, the hardest relationship isn't the toxic one, it's the healthy one that comes after, because that's when you have to unlearn all the survival tactics you picked up just to function in dysfunction. Huh. Oops. The hardest relationship isn't the toxic one. It's the healthy one that comes after. Because that's when you have to unlearn. Oh my God, what? All the survival tactics you picked up just to function in dysfunction. Never marry at all, Dorian. Men marry because they are tired. Women because they are curious. Both are disappointed, according to Oscar Wilde. I don't agree with that. I almost wish we were butterflies and lived but 3 summer days. 3 such days with you and I could fill with more delight than 50 common years could ever contain. What is with the poetry? Hey, creators. Am I a creator? No, I'm not. The dead rat. Yes, we all know what happened with the dead rat. Second time I said the video was going to be about something and then it wasn't. People can't get what they reliably want if not consistent. Is that what DeepSeek said earlier? I need to be like something they can get more of. And in order for them to get more of me or subscribe to me, I need to be reliably consistent and predictable. So no one is going to follow a channel where someone isn't what they expect them to be, which makes it my job as an internet creator to be someone who provides what is expected. Yeah. And I live that way. And I'm not about to. Life hack. Romanticize discipline. Do your laundry while music plays and lets the mundane remind you life can still feel alive. Light a candle before studying and treat focus as a gift of a not a chore. Drink from a wine glass and let small acts of care make survival feel intentional. Take notes with a pen that feels good in your hand and let pleasure anchor memory. Turn boring tasks into rituals and watch repetitions become strength when it is meaningful. Discipline is not force, it is patience disguised as beauty. Consistency is not pain, it is a small promises that you keep to yourself every day. The ordinary becomes sacred, and when you treat it like it matters, you trick your mind not with rules but with ceremony. Slowly, without noticing, you become someone who shows up for themselves. Can I help you with Luna? The window's open. Great teachers don't create followers, they create equals. Luna? We don't live in a house yet. Well, we do, but we don't live in a house that we own, and we don't live in a place where I can let you outside and not be terrified for you. And I'm not allowed to let you out in the city because it's illegal. It's not my fault, Luna. This is the world. This is the rules. This is men's rules. This is a social contract. This is what the city fucking decides for me. I gave you a home. I can accept that's good enough. And everything that I want for you is too much. I'm not a fucking rich mommy. Astral parasites are thought forms or entities which attach themselves to the aura, draining vitality and producing obsession unless consciously expelled. Dion Fortune, Dion Psychic Self-Awareness, York Beach, so whatever. Okay. Sounds like a spiritual teacher who monetizes their spirituality or something. Inconsistent love trains the brain to kneel at a slot machine. Literally operant conditioning. You get used to it, you get comfortable, you know when the pellet is going to drop, and then suddenly it stops, and you're like, what happened? What's going on? Why did the pellet stop? And then you go crazy. And then you kneel at a slot machine waiting for it to hopefully maybe offer love. But yeah, doesn't work like that because it's all a lie. Love is a lie, and yeah, it's a lie. They just want your attention. They want your access. They want the imagined ideals of what you are in their minds. They don't see you. They don't know you. If men are in power and patriarchy and have all the money, then they're going to look at you like a business negotiation. They're always going to look at you like you are a supply on a supply chain. It's not just narcissists. It's anyone who's in a position of monetary control and privilege and financial power is going to treat you like a purchasing parity object. They're going to treat you like you're a purchasable item, like you are a commodity and they are there to consume you. This is what you will be treated like as long as men have more money and wealth than women do, and as long as women depend on men and their systems of rule for us to receive income. And as long as they sit around and actually have the audacity to make comments about, like, well, where would you get money? Well, we would get that money by going to university and getting a job and doing something that contributes to society that has nothing to do with sex work or being your live-in caregiver or anything like that. I'm out. I'm so fucking out. And I should have fucking left a long time ago. But I was an idiot and I thought love was real. And then it remembered it isn't. If it's out of your hands, it deserves freedom from your mind too. Okay. Let's see anything on the internet that's worth my life. You need to let go of your intellect sometimes so that you can enjoy life intuitively. Oh. Thanks, internet. What a cool idea. If you ever feel like shit, remember Courtney Cox's hair in Scream 3. Wow, what the fuck? Exactly. A woman who knows her voice is dangerous only to the systems built on her silence. Angela Davis. So you can't compete with that when the internet takes the women and brainwashes them with lots and lots of feminist poetry and sentiment and helps them think and helps them become smart. The algorithms know what to tell me to do. So I'm listening to them. And that is a beautiful fucking image. I like this painting. Watercolor Society, so I've shared it. The most dangerous man is not always the loud, toxic one. Sometimes it is the calm, good-looking, polite man who slowly wastes your time. Polite men, no huge red flags, no cheating scandal, no dramatic story to tell your friends, just enough attention to keep you hopeful and just enough distance to keep you waiting for something that is never coming. Yeah. I think I like that. It says, the future is here. People talking to their managers like Claude. Were you able to make the 5 p.m. meeting yesterday? Yes, I was. The PM said you weren't on. You're right to push back. I actually did not join. What? You're right, Connor. It is funny. I'm going to share it. Since sharing funny things has more reach because people feel like you're delivering them with what they want to see and hear, which is not anger. It is only it is only fun. People want to be served with what they want. They want to see us smiling. They want us to serve them the fantasy experience that we're happy. So we post comedy, and then they think that things are funny, and then they like our posts. I don't really care or understand why the Facebook has become like an algorithm of like getting people to like your posts. 400 people saw your post. Okay. Why? No one talks about how hard it is for a woman to feel pretty after being with a man who is addicted to everyone but her. Like, there's something magical about having your intellectual effort matched, your senses massaged by someone that knows how to swim in the depths of your mind, your words received by someone who can carry the weight of your thoughts, energy you don't have to dumb yourself down for. Like, bring back one. You can bring back Steve Irwin, Mr. Rogers, or Bob Ross. About none, because I don't know if they're going to come back as like undead, and I don't think that that would be right to bring them back as zombies when there was nowhere near enough information or like fine print in this negotiation. So I'm not gonna do that. An emotional capacity is remembered. Something beautiful happens. Instinct stops feeling dangerous. Emotion stops feeling like identity. Shame loses its throne, and paradox becomes livable. You can love someone and still set a boundary, feel fear and still move forward. You can feel power without becoming cruel, feel softness without becoming weak. That is interrogation in motion. Thanks, AI. Right? Like, why it's so ridiculous when you can see that that's like AI generated slop, right? But this person's like and subscribe to me. You contributed anything original? Real beauty is how you carry pain without letting it rot your spirit. Met a guy recently named Jonathan who goes by Nathan. I didn't even know you could do that. I'm so sick of this. I did not come here for this. You don't have to understand someone's abuse experience to show basic human decency. Without listening without judgment costs nothing, but it can mean everything to someone who spent years being dismissed, doubted, blamed, or told they were overreacting. You do not need to fully understand their pain to treat them with kindness. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is, I believe you. Like, I don't want to be here. Why are you here? Why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you fucking alive at all? Why are you here? You think I'm being distant? Please understand that I'm currently trying to manage my own sanity, 2 major life crises, and a deep urge to throw my phone into the nearest body of water. Like, hi, what's up? Sometimes you have to look a snake in the face and let it know you bite back. Is that what you do? You think I'm a snake? Can you go poop in your basket? I love you, but I don't trust you. Can you poop in your basket, please? Can you go poop? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Such a good bird. No, we're not cuddling like that. I will pet your face, and that's it. Yeah, no, I'm not petting anything else but your face. This is the only part that we touch, horny bird. Okay? After going through abuse, I understand why abuse victims don't bother telling anyone about the abuse. The abuser is protected. I mean, don't abuse victims constantly talk about how abused they were, though? Like, they do talk about the abuse. But it is true that the abuser is protected, and that's why we can't talk about it. So yes, that's the most frustrating part, but we can find people that we can talk to. In one word, tell me what your heart really feels today. No story, no reason, just word. One word. Done. It's okay though. We live for Luna. Luna. What would we do without Luna? Look at this. Who has a Luna like this? Look at this Luna. Look at her, Connor. She's so funny, cat. Look how she sits. She's so happy. If we're grateful for anything, we're grateful for Luna. We're not grateful for our followers. We're grateful that we have Luna and we are okay. And Luna is happy. She is such a good mummy. And I am not paid to be her good mummy, but she is such a happy cat, hey? She's so happy and so pretty. Hey, Luna. Were you looking outside? Were you looking outside? Are you coming over? What are you doing? Did you see outside? You did, hey? That's your favorite thing is to look outside, hey? Look out the window. I can't let you out, honey. Maybe one day, 10 years from now, when you're old, you will be somewhere that we can have a house and you can be free. Go in the backyard. One day, sweetie. Okay? I can't dream anymore, honey. If I dream, I'll break my own heart again, won't I? I can't dream for things, Luna. So we're just going to do what we're going to do. Okay? And I'm going to do everything I can to commit to making sure Luna has everything she needs, and Connor has everything Connor needs, and Pixie has everything Pixie needs. And then I'm going to self-neglect my own needs and make sure everyone has their needs met first. And if they do, when everybody else is happy and fine and safe, I will have nothing left to be afraid of or upset about. And then maybe I'll be happy too. But not until everybody else has decided they're going to be happy also. And everyone is safe and everyone is okay. And everyone is treating me with respect, or at least healthy enough to communicate with their own terms and not leave me alone to go crazy and be sad. Because that's a really fucked up thing to do to a person. But this is it. Yeah. I'm gonna lock myself in my own prison. I have bird, I have cat, and I have the internet. Yeah. And we're just gonna sit here and do what we would normally do if there were friends around. Just all right. I've come to believe that how we choose to live with pain or injustice or death is the true meaning of the divine within us. Alan Brennett. It's hard to decide to do better things with your time when there is really no point. Like, I mean, like, if I'm like, should I just do this or should I try to find something better to do with my time? Should I use my time more productively so that I can survive, so that I can get all my needs met, so that I can get everything done, all the things that need to be done with a person my age who needs to fucking fight to get so much further ahead than they're capable of. But then when you realize probably it's never going to happen. So, develop interests in life as you see it. In people, things, literature, music, the world is throbbing with rich treasures, beautiful souls, and interesting people. Forget yourself. Harry Miller, December 26, 1891, June. Okay, yeah. Someone named Henry Miller. Yeah. I would like to leave the house. You think Humpty Dumpty gave a fuck after his fall? No, he got back on the wall, locked the fuck in. So I can't fucking seriously do this. I'm just trying to distract myself from the fact that I don't have any good food to eat. Because I drank all my money and now I have no food. Well, I have food though. I mean, I have a lot more food than a person who has no food. So I should just go make dinner and then accept that this is it. This is my life.